in some really great side laners or role players that you turn into superstars in Blacklist International. Man, this draft, as it already is looking interesting.
This could be the start of something new for Blacklist International, but the Blacklist form and Echo's draft here is getting more interesting. Two bands focused on the Queen, Oh My Venus, Estes, and also Diggy. Well, on the other hand, we have Wanwan and Cho.
What this says about Echo is they want to go in unhindered. Nothing is going to stop Echo Express. And the way Black is responding, though, they're just covering up their bases. Wanwan still a menace despite all of the nerfs. And Cho, of course, what else hasn't been said about the Playmaker?
True.
The Playmaker Yaoi, and as it's like you summoned him. You said Cho, you said Playmaker. He shows up right there.
Hi.
On your screen. Hey, it's me.
Hello.
There is still a lot of tanks available for him, though. All those setup tanks that we know, and even those unique picks, such as a Valir in the Rome. But yes, it's interesting that the meta we're still in is still very similar to what we've known in M4, and even the tournaments leading up, the official Muton tournaments leading up to MPL Philippines. Kaja gets taken away by Echo. They're respecting the Kaja pickup there for Blacklist International. 3 Oh My Venus bands to start off this game.
It's not too far. The meta is still not too far for this game because they're trying to open up one core hero of the Storm, Benny Cutie. Carry is open. Will they prioritize this against Blacklist?
They're willing to trade.
Okay.
Because Carry got nerfed in the recent patch, right? February 14th. So they're going to go ahead and build onto Carl Tizia. I'm betting this is not going into the XP lane.
Yeah, this is most likely going into the jungle. This is a Fredrin that showed up really well in the world stage. As Blacklist International, they're not going to be picking up the Eve. They pick up the Lapu Lapu and the Valentina as their next two picks. So they take away a pick from Sanji. They take a pick away from Sanford. Now Echo. Eve looks like a really good pick here, but it's interesting because lately it seems like more teams have been prioritizing Farsa as their long-range poke mage. If not that, maybe they'll pick up something like an Eve later on for their mid laner.
Yeah, I love that. That this actually secures one thing for Sanji and even Sanford. But the glue, we forgot about the glue, it's open as well as Farsa. How is this for Echo in the first pick?
What's scary is they didn't block out the Faramis. The answer is still out there. I'm wondering if Black's going to pick it up here, because if they don't, Echo's going to ban it on the swing back.
Yeah.
The answer. And you can still slot that in if you're Blacklist International. Put that in the Rome. Put the Valentina in the mid, but we also have to add there that the Valentina can still go into the jungle for Blacklist International. Now going to this pick, I'd wait for Blacklist International to put their gold laner in the second phase. I'd pick up their roamer as early as now, but no, Blacklist says, we're going to pick up the Moskov, one of the hottest picks right now in this meta, after the adjustments of the latest patch and how strong knockbacks are now.
I'm happy to see a Moskov right here on the first day of MPL Philippines. Just imagine this will be, or this could be Super Ed's first hero to use today. So the Faramis is still open to the table. Echo can ban this on the next one.
Yep, and I like how they picked up the Moskov. They can ban out heroes that could get into their rookie's face and protect him that way. I believe this is the approach that they should. Again, build around the gold lane and then go from there. And here's one hero that, if they get it right, if Yaoi finds Super Red, it's over. So they ban out the Franco.
Now with the Franco gone there, that's one. That's another suppressed hero taken away from the two teams. And again, still respecting all of the picks of Oh My Venus. Another roamer ban yet again. We might end up seeing a Matilda picked up here by Blacklist International later on, but if I'm Echo, I take away the Matilda already as their last ban.
Yeah, it makes sense on how they wanted to build around the Moskov and how they want to invade up against Echo's lineup. So they either secure it or they ban it. But for this one, Echo is still lacking their marksman pick. What's going to Benny use?
There's a lot of choices left for Benny, honestly. The carry is still out there if he wants to, despite the nerfs. Still performs. If you can get someone to help set up against the Moskov, pretty solid pick is still the Brody. I think you can go 50-50 against a Moskov, especially if Yaoi gets a very hyperactive rotating roamer. But
that's a Hanzo ban on Echo.
That's a Hanzo ban.
Interesting.
I was talking about the Brody. Blacklist bans it out. Folks, in case you haven't been watching, in the MPL there has been a roaming Hanzo.
Correct.
Left roughshod. It won their game in its debut match yesterday. So something is afoot here.
They're doing their assignments right here for Blacklist International. They don't want a scary guy out, especially being the Rome.
One step ahead right now, and there it is, the
Fire
Fire
miss.
Miss, the answer, as Leo puts it, an answer relatively to the clue, to the mini clues of Glue. But now for the last two picks, we might see something along the lines of a Beatrix if they want a little bit more wave clear in the lineup for the side of Echo. Maybe they can go for something like the Claude also, because you'd want to pair up the Claude up against the members of Blacklist that have the Faramis with them. And right now we're seeing an Atlas covered in, which would be a great roamer pick, and which would mean that the members of Blacklist International have to adjust their battle spells and pick up more Purifies.
Yeah, the Atlas and the Claude would totally be a good sense for this draft of Echo, because mostly it's more on the protect or to protect the composition of Blacklist right now. So they could either pick Beatrix
There it is.
with this, the combo that you're expecting for the Storm.
Ye old faithful. I mean, don't fix what's not broken, right? And I love how Coach Tick, Coach Trev found that the Atlas was still open. It's going to make life very, very difficult for Red. He has to consider when I use the Inspire, because I haven't really seen a Moskov with Purify. The Moskovs that work, they don't use Purify, so he's in extra danger.
Yeah, and this last pick for Blacklist will need to be someone who can provide a lot of heal. They might even pick up something like an Akai, just to make sure you have a heavy spin with you. But nope, it's a Granger in the jungle for Wise. We're calling back to picks from long ago.
This is Blacklist just leaning in hard. They have to win quick and fast if they're going to make this work.